My presentation is about building Wroclaw as a service. It's about building a startup ecosystem in Wroclaw. And I'm here today because of the one thing. I want you to change. I want us to change actually the whole Wroclaw, how we working, how we are doing IT. Because about the IT, I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to be speaking about the future, and the future is the IT. Wroclaw is a perfect place for actually doing the IT business. IT creates jobs, creates wealth, creates sustainable ecosystem that will last in the long run. So the Wroclaw is very powerful actually in doing this, and we are the #1 outsourcing city in our country. But we need to all know that the IT, when we look on the IT, we can see some sectors. First of all, the outsourcing sector and the software as a service. I'm going to be speaking today about switching from the outsourcing perspective to the software as a service perspective. Okay, first of all, we have two kinds of outsourcing approaches in the city. The first of all is the companies that operates in Germany, UK, France, and they have moved to our city, and they have created the outsourcing centers like IBM, Hewlett-Packard, those companies. This is the first approach to outsourcing. And the second thing is we have great business person, great entrepreneurs, that they are building the outsourcing companies in our city, and we are selling our services, the working hours of our engineers abroad to those countries. Actually, the answer to why is when we should change. The when is actually crucial because we can do nothing and just wait, okay? When we do nothing and wait, the change will happen. Change will happen. The future will force us. Okay. Suddenly, we'll hear about in the next 2 or 3 years. We are going to be hearing about new countries, new cities, and they are doing the outsourcing. Okay. They are doing the outsourcing, not the Wrocław. What changed? The outsourcing is all about the price of a job. Right now, we are earning in Wrocław 50% salary of the salary from, in Europe, in the Western European countries. And this is the problem. Think about it. What will change if we're going to earn 70 or 80% of the salaries from the Western Europe? The outsourcing will collapse. Because we're going to be too expensive, and the job will move to those countries. Ukraine, Moldavia, to those countries where the labor is cheaper. Or we can switch. We can switch from the outsourcing perspective to the SaaS perspective. And speaking of which, I'm going to explain what is the SaaS perspective. I'm going to use example. Probably all of you are using mobile phones. So you have signed up a contract with the carrier for 24 months or so, and you are paying on a monthly basis for it. So the SaaS, software as a service, is the same. But you are paying not for the phone, but for the service that you are using through the web or through the mobile, okay? This is SaaS. The main difference between those two approaches is about the price. We are, as a nation, we are the great producers. From the car perspective, we are producing a lot of car parts, like engines, like steering wheels, brakes, and all that stuff, but we are not producing the car as a whole. We are even manufacturing them for some other companies, not our own company. This is the problem. We are not producing the whole product. And it would be extremely difficult for us to create today a factory, a car company. It is impossible right now in Europe. But what we can create is the IT company that is selling the IT service outside of Poland. We are creating it, and we can pay with the Polish zlotys, and we can sell the service for euros and dollars. Okay? We can do that. We don't need to build the factories, but we can build the IT services as a whole. And when I'm using this analogy, think about it. The outsourcing is like producing car parts. And the whole product, like a car company, Volvo, Mercedes, is like a SaaS. The whole product created, manufactured, we can do the marketing and the selling all in this country, in this city. This is the change that I am trying to do in this city, because when you think about the SaaS and outsourcing, there is a comparison. So first of all, outsourcing is all about the price. If the price is not right, we're going to have a problem. And the SaaS is all about the value that you can provide to your end customer. And the next thing is, when you are doing the SaaS service, there's a greater amount of specialists that you need to use. Managers, developers, user experience specialists, graphic designers, testers, and all that stuff. And when you are building the IT outsourcing company, you probably will need just developers and sales department, and of course the managers. That's it. All those guys you can find on the Wroclaw University of Technology. And from the SaaS perspective, all those guys, if you want to create such a company, you need to look on the Wroclaw University of Technology and on the another universities from Wrocław. So that's why, in the future, those universities, not just the Wrocław University of Technology, they're going to be more important, because they're going to be creating more specialists that the SaaS requires. The question is, okay, how to change? What do we need to do, actually, to make the change happen? We need 5 things. First of all, we don't need European Union funds, because they are slow. When we're doing the investment, my friend, he was running, he just had the idea, and he wanted to find an investor. He was looking for the investment 18 months. 18 months. During that time, the baby was born. During that time, he's got a wedding. And he was waiting 18 months actually to have an investment. And in the end, venture capital company invested in his idea, but the venture capital company was backed by the European Union funds. So it was extremely slow. And the IT industry is extremely fast. So that's why we need the private money, because they are extra super fast. The second thing, Wrocław has to change. Why? Because I'm the baby boomer generation. When I was in high school, there was 34, 35 of us. Right now, they are 18, 22. So if they are 18, 22, in high school, during the studies, on the universities, there are going to be the same amount of people. It won't change. And then Wrocław University of Technology will create great software developers, and the IT companies, they will have to pay more for them because we'll have a small amount of those developers in the next couple of years. So the first will change, the salaries will rise, we're going to have small amount of developers, so we have to pay them more. Then, in the IT outsourcing approach, there is a small margin price. So in the long run, IT outsourcing companies will have a problem in the selling. From the university's approach, they have to do just one thing. They need to mix the students from the Wrocław University of Technology and another universities in the city, because SaaS is all about multiply specialists. So those students need to know each other. And what's the best way to know each other than to work with them? So the simple idea, on the Wrocław University of Technology, there is a 2-semester team project. And imagine what will happen when those students from the Wrocław University of Technology will write the software, will develop the software, but the students from Wrocław Economic University, they will actually market it. They will put that software on the market. They will learn how to do it. And the users will actually answer if the service is good or not. We also need the local business person, the local entrepreneurs. And why is that? They need to create 2 things. First thing is, they need to create venture capital funds that are flexible, fast. So young business persons, young students with the ideas don't have to wait 18 months actually to have the investment. And the second thing that they need to do is they have to create a platform to give away the knowledge, to give away the knowledge that they have learned during the business times. And of course, we have local media because they should create the local heroes, local startup heroes. So everyone else can choose. When the young student is finishing the studies, they will have options. Because right now, the students from the University of Technology, the engineers, the software developers, they are just focused on, okay, we're going to work for that or that company, IT outsourcing company. Okay, that's the one solution. Right now, they don't have the solution actually to make the company. It's a very small solution for the students that can actually take the risk. We need to expand that possibility to make it easier for them to approach that path, the business path. Change will happen either way. We're going to wait a couple of months. System will change. Salaries will rise. Small amount of students will be on the universities, so we're going to have pay more for their work. Change will happen. Right now, we are in the curve. We are in the best possible time to make the change possible, because we are right now, the IT outsourcing is just doing perfect. There are a lot of money in the city, IT money. There are a lot of successful business person that have made the SaaS companies. So we have right now the perfect moment to switch. And we can choose to right now to switch or to wait. And the market will change us.